Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching The Week in Prime. Now, Christmas is over, the music has faded, and Kenya is settling back into reality. As leaders retreat from villages after seasonal handouts, millions of citizens are left facing the same unresolved struggles of a high cost of living, unemployment, and failing services. So, are Christmas donations a sign of leadership, or are they a distraction from deeper failures of governance? Haman Kamariki takes a closer look in this week's Face the Facts.
Let me start by saying no happy Christmas to you, because what happened in Busia, where people died while fighting for food, that was presented by leaders who should have sorted their issues long ago, is a sad moment.
So katika hiyo harakati watu walimsukuma na akaanguka chini na inaonekana watu walimkanyaga. Kwa hivyo
perhaps it's time Kenyans face the reality, the facts pointing to patterns of poor governance, and why it's important to vet leaders before electing them Kenyans. There is an evident need for leaders that genuinely care about the interests of the citizens. Welcome to Face the Facts. My name is Haman Kamariki. You know, Christmas Day is over now. Songs and dance not heard as much. The visitors have left and Kenya is back to reality. In the days before Christmas, or maybe just after, the country witnessed a familiar tradition, a funny one which I'll call it a nonsense. Leaders suddenly emerged from Nairobi, flooded villages, estates and market centers with one message: we have come to celebrate Christmas with you.
Nimeita wananchi wa Mayoni Ward wote tukae pamoja tusherekee nao, wakati mama wangu pia anakaanga chapati kwa nyumba, pia mwananchi na mama Mayoni pia akuwe na furaha pia ya kupikia watoto wake. Niko hapa na groups kadhaa, niko na watu wa disability, niko na wamama wajane, na mnavyojua mimi ndio patron wa mama wajane wote, widowers wote Matungu sub county. Niko hapa na wamama wajane.
They came carrying unga, cooking oil, rice, some even goats. And there's a popular envelope that has some cash, 100 or 200 bob. But what's interesting is that for months, these same leaders were seemingly unavailable. They were absent when the cost of living shot up, absent when hospitals ran out of medicine. And when young people cried for jobs, they were also absent. And they were absent when parents struggled to pay school fees. And let me tell you, the school fees has just increased for next year, and these leaders look like they don't know. But they will come back and give you food and fail to address what they are supposed to address. But Christmas came, and suddenly they remembered that the people also wanted to see them, and they claimed they cared about you when they were campaigning. But this time, you cannot see them until it is Christmas. But now let's face it. No country can be governed using food parcels. And you cannot fix a broken economy with once-a-year generosity activity. Poverty cannot be resolved using handouts. What Kenyans are facing today, leaders, is not hunger caused by lack of Christmas food. No, it is not.
Kila kitu imepanda, vitu ziko bei kali. Watu wengine wanaogopa hata kwenda ushago, juu hata Januari na wangoja wakuwa watoto shule.
It is failed planning and evident in the poor prioritization of the needs of Kenyans by the leadership of this country. And more than this, let me tell you, January is knocking on the door. January is coming with rent, school fees, because children have to report to school anyway.
So as they celebrate, let us use a bit of their savings to celebrate the Christmas, but at the same time, let us remember that next year we shall be buying books, we shall be paying for school fees.
January is also coming with loans that some took just to survive December. But these leaders will be nowhere to be seen. You know, because you wanted to give your family a decent Christmas, and then you get into loans. And the same leaders who are celebrating with the people in court will retreat back to Nairobi, to their offices, to their comfort they enjoy from taxpayers' money. And back to silence. They will go, only to be heard either in December again, bringing you the small gifts. Are they gifts? No. Food? Is it food? They're making you a beggar. Or even when election comes up. Now, facing the fact here, we need to say this. There is something deeply wrong with how this country is run. But let's face it again. Unga cannot replace the critical needs Kenyans are faced with, like favorable food prices, affordable healthcare, security and safety on the roads. Mafuta or that cooking oil cannot replace all other basic needs that Kenyans work hand to mouth for. And goats cannot replace the dire situation of millions of youth who remain unemployed. Christmas handouts may feed a family for a day, but good governance can propel forward a nation, families and generations for many decades. Kenyans, we need to face the reality and recognize the patterns of poor governance and why it is important that we elect leaders that genuinely care about the interest of each citizen. This is First the Facts. I am Haman Kamariki. Now to the end, let me wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, indeed, Kenyans, it might be high time for us to